So welcome back. So from this arbitrage threshold, you are saying if the arbitrage in percentage is greater than 0.3%, then you can execute the arbitrage as long as the profit will pay gas fee and remain for you understand? So that's what it means here. So this is the minimum arbitrage revenue tolerance in percentage as the settings explain. So there's something I want to let you know in this arbitrage threshold. The reason why I'm leaving it to be 0.3 is because if bot is going to borrow flash loan from PancakeSwap, the fee is going to pay is 0.3% fee as the fee for borrowing flash loan. So the arbitrage we are going to execute must be greater than 0.3% in profit before it will be able to pay the gas fee. But good to say, there's another flash loan lender in BAC that is able to lend flash loan for free temporarily at the moment, and it is known as Equalizer Finance. So if bot is going to borrow flash loan from Equalizer Finance, it is going to ignore if the arbitrage revenue is greater than 0.3%, because Equalizer Finance is offering flash loan for free. That is, they are not charging you any fee. So what bot will be calculating is if profit of flash loan will be able to pay gas fee and we still have some left, then it will execute the arbitrage and ignore this arbitrage threshold. Then there's a good part in deciding the profits. That is the minimum profit in USD. But before we go into this one, I want to explain that the reason why we are not borrowing flash loan only from Equalizer Finance, since they are offering free flash loan fee, is because they only have two tokens to be able to borrow, which is RAP-BNB and BUSD in BAC. So if our starting token is not RAP-BNB or BUSD, then in that case we will have to borrow flash loan from PancakeSwap, and we are going to pay 0.3% for the flash loan amounts that we borrowed. So that's why if starting amount is RAP-BNB, it will automatically borrow flash loan from. If starting amount is RAP-BNB or BUSD, it will automatically borrow flash loan from Equalizer Finance and pay zero fee. And if it is not, it will borrow from Pancake. In that case, we are going to pay 0.3% fee. So that's what it means here. So this is the tolerance. You can always increase, and if the arbitrage revenue in percentage is not greater than this, then it will not execute the arbitrage. If it is not equal to or greater than this, it will not execute the arbitrage. It will skip the arbitrage. So that is it for that. And for the minimum profit in USD, this is the minimum profit tolerance in USD. So from the profit you are going to make into your wallet, if the profit is greater than 0, it will execute the arbitrage. What it means is that if your bot buys a specific tokens in triangular arbitrage, it's going to pay back a loan and return some funds into your wallet. So if that funds it is going to return into your wallet after calculating the amount of gas fee is going to pay is not greater than 0, then bot will not execute arbitrage. You can decide to set 1. That means if the profit is not greater than 1, but the recommended is to always be 0. So that is it for these settings. And the gas estimate surplus in GUE. So as the settings explain, set the extra amount of gas in GUE that you are willing to add for each arbitrage transaction. So this is not the gas limit, but it's actually adding to the gas limit for efficiency. What it means is that your bot will automatically calculate the cost of each of the triangular arbitrage that is going to execute. And once it calculates the cost, you want to extend the gas limits. So the amount you specify here will be added to the gas estimate that it calculated. So it's just to make sure that our arbitrage is executed. The gas limit is not actually the actual price of gas fee that we are going to pay. It just means if the gas is greater than the amount estimates plus this, then do not execute the arbitrage. That's what it means. But before it execute any arbitrage, the good part is that your bot is smart enough to automatically check if the profit earned at last will be able to pay the gas fee. So that is it. Then this function which says borrow flash loan from is selectable function, which means you can borrow flash loan from DEXs and Equalizer Finance. That is PancakeSwap, Decentralized Exchange, or Equalizer Finance. And this second one means if you only want to borrow from Equalizer from DEXs, maybe like PancakeSwap, so there will be some certain condition. You say, I don't want bot to borrow flash loan from Equalizer Finance. I want it to only borrow from PancakeSwap. Then you select. Then there will be some specific reason. You say, I don't want it to borrow from DEXs. I want it to only borrow from Equalizer Finance. Then you also select here. If you only borrow from Equalizer Finance, you know you're only going to be trading tokens that start with BUSD, or that's the triangular pairs that start with BUSD or RABNB. That is it for this. So for the structure pairs, I am going to explain this later on when we get to the point of structuring triangular pairs. And structure mode, I am going to explain this later on. So let's move on to the exchange settings section. So from here, this is where you select the exchanges. We have exchange 1, exchange 2, and exchange 3. These are the different exchanges that you are going to trade. You can put any exchange that is Uniswap v2 fork, that has Uniswap v2 protocol here. It means BuySwap, ApeSwap, PancakeSwap, NomicSwap. There are much of it. There are much of it that's using Uniswap v2 fork. So you can actually, MDEX is one of them. You can actually set any exchange here. So what you have to set here is exchange name. And when you are setting exchange, always remember that exchange 1 is going to be the starting token, the starting exchange. So it means our arbitrage will buy from this first exchange and try selling it to the second exchanges if we are doing cross exchange arbitrage. If we are doing single exchange arbitrage, which is exchange 1, then it's only going to trade in only one exchange. So since in this case we are using PancakeSwap as the exchange 1, our trade is going to start from PancakeSwap. So it means we are going to be buying from PancakeSwap and be selling in other exchanges here. So that's what it means. So we are going to be buying from here and be selling here. We are going to be buying from here and be selling. If you set other exchanges, maybe you're going to be running different instances of this bot with different starting exchanges. Maybe in the second instance of the bot, you will set ApeSwap as the starting exchange, and you will be buying from ApeSwap and selling in other exchanges. You can actually run different instances of the bot to increase your chance of winning in the markets. So this is exchange name. This is exchange factory address. So you get the factory contract address of that exchange from the exchange and input it here. And you also get the router address and input here. Then what I want to let you know is that some exchanges merge their router and factory address into one contract. Exchange like, I think, NomicSwap or MDEX. I think MDEX, if I'm not mistaken it. So in that case, you will have to copy the factory address and paste it here, and also paste the factory address in the router address section, because they merge the factory and router in one contract address. So that is exchange specific, but most of the exchanges like the one we are using here have different contract address for router and factory address. So you can see there's a note here and there's a note here, so you always have to read the notes. If you are not reading any other setting, because I've explained, you always have to read the note again and again while setting up this bot. I explained this note that exchange 1 is going to be the starting exchange, which means our trade will start from exchange 1, which is BankXSwap or any exchange